Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. We just all love our video games, don't we? It's fun to play. It's fun to escape reality, and it's a great way to chill out after a hard day, hasn't it? But you know what we don't like? Having movies made about them. Yeah, as far as some history goes, I think since 1993, the Super Mario Brothers movie came out, and let's just say people weren't exactly happy with the results. It had not. It pretty much had nothing to do with the game. Horrible casting, and just being nothing like the game. And then after that, they tried again and again and again, and they just ended up getting worse and worse and worse. There have been a few hidden gems or guilty pleasure ones every once in a while. But I think since 2019, it's when they started getting good. Since Detective Pikachu, actually. Then we started getting good ones. The Sonic the Hedgehog film trilogy, Mortal Kombat 2021, Werewolves Within. Surprisingly, they tried again with the Mario Brothers, and it ended up being successful. But then again, they had a few bad ones every once in a while. The Halo series and Borderlands come to mind. But that's not what we're talking about here today. I want to talk about the games that I hope never, and I pray to God, never get a movie made about them. I mean, for one, these top 10 entries I'm talking about today, I don't think would be made into movies. And if they did, don't come back to this video saying that I did the Simpsons thing. I'm not psychic. I don't predict the future, so don't come at me with nasty comments saying, oh, you predicted it. I didn't. So, before I get started, a couple of ground rules. Firstly, I'm only picking the games that I've played, or at least that are popular. So, if your favorite isn't on here, let me know down in the comments and tell me why you think or shouldn't get a movie made. Secondly, I'm only talking about live action movies that should never get made. If there are ones that did get an adaptation, don't at me in the comments saying, oh, it's already got an adaptation. I'm talking about mostly live action form. And thirdly, and please be thankful about this list just is my opinion. If you think there should be one higher or one lower, be nice about it in the comments. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. These are the top 10 video games I hope never get adapted into live action movies. And starting off at number 10, Outlast. I mean, what's there to say about it? I don't think it should be made into a movie. I mean, I've only played the game recently. I mean, yeah, it's like a 12-year-old game. And to me, it feels like... I mean, the story is about a journalist trying to find out what happened in a psychiatric hospital. And given its disturbing content that I can't say because I'm afraid I'm gonna get demonetized, but I don't ever think that it should be made. I mean, it would have to bypass MPAA's rules, get horrendously toned down, and I don't think first person is what the filmmaker that any filmmaker would go for. I mean, they tried that with 2005's Doom, and look how that turned out. It wasn't great. So, I don't think this game should get the movie treatment. It's overall unnerving, and I don't think it just shouldn't be touched. So overall, Outlast is a game, given its plot and unnerving content, don't think it should be getting a movie. Or a live action movie. Number 9. Kingdom Hearts. I mean, if Disney could do this, props to them, but given that it's pretty much mixing in with Disney, I don't think any filmmaker will want to touch this one. Not without pissing off the fans. Because Sora teaming up with Goofy and Donald and going on all sort of Disney-rad adventures, don't think should be made to a live-action movie. An animated movie, that could work. But as live-action as it could get, oh, to God, no. I mean, I've only played the first game. I haven't talked that much about the sequels, but I just don't think it could. Given its heightened popularity, I just don't think they could get the characters right. I mean, if they could do what they did with the Sonic movies, mix animation with live action, I still don't think it'd be in the range. I mean, given the whole buttload of the cinematic universe this franchise has got, I don't think a movie adaptation would even scratch the surface. So, if Disney could do it, props to them. Any other filmmaker outside of Disney would horrendously fail. So, yeah. Please, anyone but Disney, do not touch this game. Please. Apologies for the noise in the background. Number 8. Guitar Hero. Like another certain type of movie that's currently out in theaters right now, I'll mention it in a bit. How can a movie get adapted into this? I mean, it's Guitar Hero. It has no plot. I mean, it's just pretty much getting the highest rated score on guitar. That's pretty much all it is. And I mean, it could be done if it was a competition-style movie, but given that, it was, it's hard to say. I just don't think it could work as a movie. I mean, they tried something similar with other non-plot games. It could surprisingly not work. I mean, sad that isn't the case here. So, no, a movie based on Guitar Hero just shouldn't work. I mean, unless it's a musical that could kind of work, or you're parodying Glee, don't touch this game. Just don't make this into a movie. It has no plot. And given what a certain movie that's currently out in theaters right now is doing, it shouldn't work. Number 7. Astrobot. Yeah. No. This is not even a year old. And I really wanted to talk about this one because, like the last entry, it also has no plot. It's just basically a robot that goes through obstacle courses. That's pretty much it. This game is pretty much the Roger Rabbit of the video game universe. it's pretty much it's pretty much the new version of the Wreck-It Ralph. I mean, once you go into the hub area, you see various video game characters, you name it. Think of one and it's probably there. Probably mostly from PlayStation or Naughty Dog games. Pretty much anyone you can think of, it's right there. And a movie based on this game should not work. It honestly shouldn't be left alone. I mean, given its whole smart idea and given it won best game of 2024, which ironically should have gone to another certain game I want to talk about in the future. This game should not get a movie adaptation. I mean, what's there to tell? Nothing, really. So, please don't touch this game to producers who want to see this as typical moneymakers. Just no. Just stop. Once again, I humbly apologize for the noise in the background. Number 6. Mouthwashing. Yet another game that came out last year, and if you think Outlast is disturbing, take a look at Mouthwashing. Yeah, this was another game that I also played recently, and let's just say it's interesting content and the survival psychological themes. This one is just, oh my god. So yeah, it's pretty much about a crew that are stranded and have no way to get home. So with barely food supplies, they resort to getting drunk to get through their days. And let's just say they go through some dark, disturbing stuff. I mean, one of them goes through something that I can't say. I'm worried this video might get demonetized yet again. So again, like Outlast, I don't think this could work in a movie form. I mean, it's just the way they depict pretty much, it's hard to say, the way it depicts the side effects of alcohol is really disturbing, and what you do when you're inebriated, and it will be a hard topic to discuss if you're making this into a movie. And given its disturbing content in this game, it should not be touched. Like, at all. And like Outlast, it's also done in the first person perspective. And let's just say that the person you're following through this is not exactly the nicest person. In fact, he's the main reason why one of the main topics is discussed. And I don't even know how you're gonna do dialogue wise. I mean, it's pretty much word box text with no voice acting at all. So I don't know how you're gonna do this movie wise. So yeah, Mouthwashing should be a game that should not get made into a movie, because I think it would go through a hell of a lot, given its disturbing content. Number 5, Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. My apologies, Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Honestly, what else to say about this game? Everybody pretty much knows it. If you've watched my Supernova video or my post, I even dressed up as the villain from Danganronpa. I don't think a game like this could be made into a film adaptation, given its disturbing story, character motivations, and let's just say it executes in a way that is highly disturbing. And yes, I said I sensed the chuckle worthy of that pun. So yeah, you've got 16 students that are pretty much trapped in at Hope's Peak Academy, and the only way to get out of here alive is to pretty much peck off one of the students off and get away with it. And they pretty much do that. There's a ton of disturbing moments. Monokuma is a very intimidating villain. Again, I dressed up as him in Supernova. He's a pretty fun villain. And the way they execute some of the stuff they do, I don't think you could do that with a PG-13 rating. Given the what the rating is of the game, which, wow. So, and I've seen the sequels too. They get even more crazier. So a movie made from this game would be very, very controversial and possibly not get past the cinema. Oh, and before you ask, I know there's an anime. I know there's an anime. I've even got it on my DVD shelf. I'm talking about live action movie adaptations, and I hope to God they do not butcher Danganronpa. I don't think you can do this. No. Just stay away from Danganronpa. For the love of God. Number 4, the Jak and Daxter. Yes, I know there's more than 3 games, I just don't include them. Jak X is a racing game, I've never played Daxter, and I'd like to think that Lost Frontier is not canon to me. Oh yeah, remember when I said that, don't go back to this video and say you Simpsons it? Well, there are rumors there is a movie adaptation in the works. Yes, rumors. And I hope to God it's not true, because how could you honestly look at Jak and Daxter and say, that could be made into a movie? Hell no! So yeah, it's pretty much about a teenage monk going through a ton of adventures, defeating lurkers, defeating all sorts of monsters, and pretty much saving the day and going on adventures. So you've got his best friend, who, after touching a vat of dark stuff called dark eco, becomes an Ottsel. You know, a otter weasel. And they pretty much go through stuff. Okay, so in the first game, they have to get Daxter a cure for his transformation. In the second game, they travel to the future. And Jak, the monk himself, getting his dark form after being exposed to dark eco. In the third one, they're banished to the wasteland, and they have to try and prove themselves by saving the world again from the dark makers up above. So yeah, that's pretty much the synopsis of the trilogy. Again, I've never seen the other games, so I'm only including the original trilogy. And I don't think a movie can do these games justice. I mean, how could you possibly do this into a movie? I mean, it's got the movie format in there, I guess, but I just don't think it could work. I mean, for one, they would have to make Daxter CGI. You can't... And I think that would piss off it would piss off the fans if they made Daxter CGI. I mean, practical effects could work, but it's gonna be hard to pull off convincingly. Oh, and, given the sequel's darker content, I don't think it could work into a movie. I mean, adapting the first game could work, but it's gonna be hard to do without pissing off the fans or going through development hell. So, I hope the rumors aren't true about this game about this game series getting a movie adaptation. Don't touch this. You don't deserve it. Number 3. Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, I'm getting into the popular games, and the next 2 are ones that I personally think shouldn't get adaptation. But Crash Bandicoot, my god. I mean, honestly, given that Crash is pretty much mute throughout the games, I don't think a movie made about him could work. I mean, what's there to tell? It's just, Crash is a experiment gone wrong, and Cortex is trying to find a way to get rid of him. That's pretty much the game series in a nutshell. I love the original trilogy. Twin Sandy is a guilty pleasure of mine. I grew up with it the most. Nitro Cat is pretty underrated. I haven't seen the other games, but Crash is an underrated game series in my mind. So, getting a movie done for this guy shouldn't work. I mean, everything would have to be CG in. I mean, an animated movie could work, following the footsteps of the Mario Brothers movie, for example. Yes, the 2023 one. Which one do you think I'm talking about? But honestly, there's nothing you could do to put that in. I mean, do you want to listen to Crash talk? Because would be the number one thing you should never do. Making Crash talk. You shouldn't do that. Now again, an animated movie could work. Like, get the original voice cast back. But Crash Bandicoot is one of those games you should never make into a movie. That's because how can you without, annoying the fans? Number 2, the Bayonetta trilogy. Yes, I said trilogy. I don't think I haven't seen the 4th game. Again, apologies to the noise. The Bayonetta games. Wow. I don't think a movie could work in this context. I mean, given the how do I say this without getting demonetized? The undertones that they depict with its main character. I mean, look at what she's wearing. How could you make a character like that and not get past the MPAA? Oh, and given the way they depict its characters too, like Luca, Enzo being the sailor mouth, Rodon being the devil type character. Oh, and then it's monsters. Oh, and the way Bayonetta executes her opponents with that special move of hers. Yeah. I didn't think a movie adaptation could work with Bayonetta. I mean, and it's also pretty damn graphic too. I mean, look at the ratings. Oh, and its storyline is very complex. I don't think it could be made in today's world. Back then, it could work, but today, not really. So, yeah. So, Bayonetta getting her own movie adaptation could work if it was, under a studio that is not well known. But you should not touch this game series. I don't think it could work. Please leave Bayonetta alone. Honest to God. And if a movie is being made, please give it the respect it deserves. But we all know it's not gonna happen. And the number 1 game series I hope never gets made into a movie, Spyro the Dragon. I mean, this character is so beloved that I don't think a movie could work. I mean, in the first game, Spyro tracks down Nasty Nork, whose magic scepter turns all the dragons in the world into stone, and he has to travel all around to save his friends and defeat Nasty Nork. That's pretty much the first game. In the sequel, he is summoned by these sad a bunch of animals who are under control of a dragon hater called Riptar, who's honestly the best villain in the series. And he has to travel around the world, gain new abilities, and defeat Riptar. In the third game, all the dragon eggs are stolen by a sorceress called the Sorceress. Very original. And her assistant, I think her name is Bianca. And Spyro has to do is pretty much save these people who are trapped and get every single dragon egg back and defeat the sorceress. So that's pretty much the original trilogy in a nutshell. And a movie based on Spyro should never ever work. I mean, he's an overconfident little dragon. I mean, you would have to be very faithful to even attempt to make a movie out of this, and pissing off the fans is not going to help you in this matter. Its world building is very, very impressive. I mean, you would have to adapt every single character, and there is a lot to do. I mean, for one, you would have to either do it in an animated form, which could work, get the original cast back, and you made tons of money, or make it live action, which is deemly impossible. I mean, you would have to make it all CG. I mean, have you seen the dragons of the past few decades? They have been, honestly, not bad to mediocre. So yeah, Spyro the Dragon is a game that should never be made into a movie, and I consider it the number one game series that should never be made into a movie. So that's the top 10 games that I hope gets never made into a movie. And if they do get made into movies, don't come back to this video saying that I predicted it. I don't see into the future. I only want to talk about what I think personally should never be adapted. And yeah, I am wearing the earrings, Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, that's why I'm dressed up like this, in case you're wondering. I hope you liked this video. And given that the Minecraft movie is currently now in theaters, and given that that I've been hearing some stuff about they're not doing well at the moment. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Hopefully I can do more videos like this in the future. Like down below, comment if you're new, and subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this. And yes, there are more coming on the way. Until Dawn at the end of April, Mortal Kombat 2 in October, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in December. So hopefully I could do more videos like this when those come out. So, give me the like. Tomorrow I'll be on the H2O train with episode 25, A Date with Destiny. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, signing off.